extra, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise, I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving.
Yo, what is up? What is up? It's me, it's Keen. We're back. We're in the building with another episode of the 7200 Second Podcast. I got my guy, Coach Donte. He's always in the building. What's going on, Coach?
What's good? What's good, Key? How you doing? 7200 seconds. How y'all doing today?
I can't complain on this Tuesday afternoon. No complaints here on my end, but we had a crazy divisional round. We're gonna break it down. Got some NBA news. Break down a little bit the last division of baseball. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty of things. We got the NFL divisional round recap to go over. Some good games, some games that I thought was going to happen, but then I ended up getting one wrong last week. I did say the Bills was going to beat the Bengals, but Josh Allen didn't do too good on that one. So let's talk about the AFC matchups. First, we had the Chiefs go up against the Jags, and of course, the Chiefs get it done 27-20. Patrick Mahomes got hurt in this game, Donte. But Casey ended up still winning. What do you think about this game?
What's wrong with this game is I say Patrick Mahomes just being in the lineup, just kind of being in the lineup. Chad Henne done a great job when he was out there, going on that 99-yard drive to get down the field and pretty much score. But Patrick Mahomes still was able to move out of the pocket, make plays with his legs, even though I think down the road when you go against Cincinnati, they may come into play. But they were able to run the ball effectively with Pacheco and Jared McKinnon. Kadarius Toney was able to get off, was able to be good. That's a good pickup for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I say the defense did a hell of a job. The secondary for the Kansas City Chiefs did a hell of a job. So that's why I think, they had won this game. Congratulations to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Nobody expected them to be at this point playing the Kansas City Chiefs. But again, they played hard. Travis Etienne, is a stud to be reckoned with. Trevor Lawrence, has to be more consistent. But kudos to the Kansas City Chiefs. The ankle injury doesn't look good for the Kansas City Chiefs. But Patrick Mahomes, you already know what a warrior is. He is going to play. He's going to play football next week, and better team, probably like the Bengals, that could kind of come back and hurt the Chiefs with that ankle injury. So kudos for them Chiefs. I thought they used the running game pretty well. I thought they was able to wear, Jaguars defense down, and the defense was able to get some key stops when it mattered the most.
Definitely. Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round pick. And you know what I say about the late rounders. Those are your diamonds in the rough. And I think Kansas City found their running back. I know they had drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but he hasn't been on the field lately. He's been hurt the last couple of seasons. And I think the Kansas City found their 1-2 punch, even in Jerick McKinnon too. Them two together, they both can catch out the backfield. McKinnon can definitely score. Pacheco definitely can run through the tackles. I think they found them a 1-2 punch when it comes to the running game. Now, as far as Patrick Mahomes' ankle injury, he did get an MRI and it is negative, so he has a high ankle sprain. Now, I think that high ankle sprain might come back to bite him in the butt because he's used to being mobile and whatnot. I think this is going to limit him to being mobile for him standing in the pocket now. I mean, he can stay in the pocket and pass. Don't get me wrong. Mahomes is good anywhere. He can give you that side pass, a shovel pass. He can throw the ball deep. But him staying in the pocket, that might be an issue when it comes down to getting pressured. Is he going to be able to move around a lot? But Patrick Mahomes, he did come back in the third quarter. He was 22 of 30, only 196 yards. He did have 2 touchdowns. Chad Henne came in and did an excellent job with that 93-yard drive and scored a touchdown. The ball got spread around. Of course, Travis Kelce is going to be your high guy with 14 receptions, 98 yards, and 2 tubs. Kadarius Toney got involved. Juju Smith-Schuster got an MVS, got a touchdown late, but the defense did come to play. Now, they did put pressure on Trevor Lawrence. Overall, I don't think Trevor Lawrence did bad. He was 24 39, 217, a touchdown, and he only threw an interception. ETN, 10 carries, 62 yards. Zay Jones, Evan Ingram. Can we talk about Evan Ingram for a second? Evan Ingram went from no catching hands, Evan Ingram, to all of a sudden becoming this up and coming tight end. Is that all because of coaching? I think
that's just him as well. Working in the off season and working on his catching and working on getting better. And then also, Doug Peterson plays a part in it on believing in Evan Ingram. So that's a huge part of it. Why he had a breakout season, but most of it basically, he went out there and worked. He went out there and worked, and he got better. And the coaching, by Doug Peterson, allow him to do what he do best and having confidence in him.
that's definitely because it seemed like in New York he couldn't stay on the field, he couldn't catch nothing. Now all of a sudden, he's healthy this year. He was catching everything. He was lights out. Hopefully they can bring Evan Neal back. That would definitely be a big thing for Jacksonville to bring him back. But yeah, Kansas City gets the job done and only wins by a field goal. Only wins by 7. I think if Mahomes still wouldn't have played, I still think they would regardless. Let's go over to the other Saturday game that happened. It was the Eagles versus the Giants. It was a get my switch ass whooping type of game. 37-7 over the Giants. The Eagles move on to the NFC Championship game. This was a domination from start to finish, and we did this game at halftime. It was 28-0. The Giants just couldn't stop the Eagles running game. They had no answer for the Eagles running game. I don't know what happened to them defensively. The Giants is good defensive wise. They couldn't defensively and offensively. Talk about this game.
Now I've been hearing a lot of slander about Daniel Jones a lot lately, not being a good quarterback. You got to just face the facts. The Eagles were just a better team. They did a better job. You got to hold into account the Philadelphia Eagles. They just was a better team. They wanted to let Daniel Jones sit up there and run around in the pocket. They still having the same problems on the offensive line. They still having the same problems on the offensive line. Evan Neal did not have a solid season. To me, he did not have a solid season. The defense was competitive throughout the whole season, except this game. But you got to give credit where credit due. When Daniel Jones gets some weapons, I think he can be fine. You can't win too many games, with Isaiah Hodgins and Slayton on this team as your number 1 and number 2 wide receivers. You can't win if you don't have an offensive line consistently. Now, the only reason that offensive line didn't get demolished the way they did, Daniel Jones to get sacked the way he did, because he's very mobile. He was able to escape a lot of those pressures. But in this particular game, he wasn't. The receivers couldn't get wide open. He had nowhere to throw the ball to consistently. They could not run the football. And like I said, again, I don't think if they would have ran the football more, it would have made a difference, because at the end of the day, they were already down 21-0 from the jump. That's going to take away the running game. A team is going to throw to try to get back in the game. I'm not mad at that 4th down and 8 because they went for it. I don't think it's a bad call, because you're trying to be aggressive. If you're going to be aggressive, you got to be aggressive. The moment they went down 7-0, you can tell Brian Daboll said, I'm going to be aggressive. We got to score against this team. We're going to stay in the game. We can't have too many 3-and-outs. And I'm not mad at them for that. On the road, you're down 7-0 in a hostile environment, in a playoff type of football game, And the way the Giants couldn't stop the running game, they wasn't stopping them anyway. They weren't going to stop them from scoring the ball anyway. So I don't mind, Brian Duvall from going forward. And you see what happened with the Eagles. They pounded the ball up the middle. They went for it. They kept on with the running game. The offensive line was blowing the defensive line, pushing the defensive line back. Jalen Hurts didn't have to do too much, but again, his value on the field shows you a lot more. He didn't have to do too much. Most of the passes that he did throw, was swing passes, was screens, to get the playmakers out involved. I don't think AJ Brown was upset. I just think he was more upset I think he hurt himself. But hey, you didn't need to use AJ Brown a lot tonight. You didn't need to use him because you had the running game, and it was working, and the Giants couldn't do nothing about it. But I think Daniel Jones is very good. Is a good quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. Just got to get him some weapons, and the offensive line still having the same issues. So at the end of the day, when you coming up against a better team, better game plan, you got to give it to the Eagles. The Eagles were by far the better team, and Daniel Jones could not do nothing and get up out of the pocket. That don't mean Daniel Jones bad because he went against a better team. You're not going to win too many games with Slayton and Isaiah Hodgins is your best wide receiver duo, and Sterling Shepard is always hurt. You're not going to win too many games like that. So got to credit to the Eagles. Got to give credit to the Philadelphia Eagles for how they played and how well they game planned it, and how well Jonathan Gannon and Nick Sirianni game planned it for this team.
I think the GM's already saying they're going to move forward with Daniel Jones. So I don't think that the Giants is going to bring back Daniel Jones, but who does the Giants go after? You still have to surround your quarterback with a good offensive line. And we've seen Evan Neal get blown up this whole season. Evan Neal was not that lineman this season that everybody thought he was going to be. Is Saquon? Are they going to pay Saquon all this money? Or is he going to come back? So, and I agree with you, the Daniel Jones slander. Daniel Jones improved all 3 years he was, or all the years he was there. His very first season, he had 23 turnovers, so only 8 this season. And I think he's gotten better. Again, who has he been throwing to for the last 4 years he's been with the Giants? Everybody can't say Sterling Shepard. When's the last time he had a full season? Evan Ingram, when he was there, he couldn't catch nothing. Slayton, he couldn't catch nothing. So who is he throwing to? He's throwing to second and third receivers. He never really truly had a number one. And Kenny Galladay, stealing the Giants' money, didn't get on the field. Like who is he throwing to? So it's only him and Saquon Barkley who was trying their best to win these games. And give credit to the Giants. They made it to the playoffs. They made it to the second round of the playoffs. And nobody thought they would be there at all. So you got to give credit to that coaching staff and with the Giants. As far as the Eagles,
I want to get back to one more point. And Sterling Shepard was the best player on the team before he got hurt. But when he actually gets hurt, it's a season-ending injury when he gets hurt. And I wouldn't be surprised if he considered retirement if he tries to come back and get hurt again. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's always a season-ending injury when this guy gets hurt. You forgot Rondell Robinson, their rookie receiver got out for the season. So their wide receiver core was in shambles. So at the end of the day, can't just sit up here and say Daniel Jones sucks. You just got to give credit to the Eagles. They played well. They played better game planning. Didn't let Daniel Jones get comfortable. Didn't let him move up out of the pocket. And it wasn't much he can do. You can't expect your quarterback to always people always use the narrative, I expect your quarterback to step up when you need him to. But you already know when you're going up against a great team like the Philadelphia Eagles, like the 49ers, like the Chiefs, you can't win with Isaiah Hodgins, and who did had a great game against Minnesota. But we all know Minnesota defense wasn't good. We already know Minnesota defense don't play defense. And you can't win with Darius Slayton as your number 1 and number 2 receivers. You can't win. Daniel Bellinger, I really like him. I think he's going to be good for the future for the Giants, but he's a rookie right now. You can't expect to win with those type of weapons and average offensive line. You cannot expect to win with that as a good team. against a very good team, a Super Bowl caliber team. You cannot expect them to step up, knowing you got some weaknesses at the receiving group, knowing you still got weakness on the offensive line, was supposed to be better. And again, you cannot win. You cannot win like that.
Definitely can. And against of course against Eagles team who coming in fresh, had a week off. Jalen Hurts, had his sprained shoulder, looked good to me with his shoulder. Lane Johnson's out there playing with a domino growing injury. He's out. He didn't allow a sack. Bradbury gets a pick and a turnover. I mean, the defense didn't do too bad. I mean, they let up that touchdown. That was one touchdown. They pretty much that drive the touchdown they maybe threw twice and the rest they ran. So I mean, the Eagles defense wasn't bad. They got 5 sacks from Daniel Jones. They got an interception. They did the turnover and they ran the ball. That's if you wanna win this game, you gotta do the running game. And they ran it up and down the field. Kenny Gainwell had 112 yards. Boston Scott had a touchdown. Jalen Hurts had a rushing touchdown. He only threw 2 touchdowns, but he like we said, we had to throw that much when we was controlling the clock in that game with the running game. So it's going to be interesting to see, what the Eagles do in the next round. And let's go over to Sunday's game. Sunday's games was Kansas City. It was the Chiefs, not the Chiefs. It was the Bills against the Bengals. And the Bengals go into Buffalo, in a snowy Buffalo, and they beat the Buffalo Bills to move on to the AFC Championship game, and they will face the Kansas City Chiefs. They won 27-10. That was convincing win in that game. Joe Burrow, very first drive of the game, scored a touchdown. 23 of 36, 242, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon, 20 carries, 105 yards in the tub. Jamar Chase, Hayden Hurst, they used the tight end a lot. Ryan got some receiving yards. Joe Burrow was just throwing it all over the place. How did the Bengals dominate this Bills team?
Well, I said I had the Bengals winning this football game. I thought they were going down win this football game because of the run game. They won because they was able to run the football early and often in a snow game. You got to be able to run the football when you're in the snow game, and that's what Cincinnati did. The offensive line, get kudos to the offensive line too. They played well against the Buffalo Bills. They gave Joe Burrow a lot of time. The receivers were able to get open. It's a lot of conflict going on with the Buffalo Bills after that game between Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, and everybody else. But just got to give credit to the Cincinnati Bengals, how well they controlled the time of possession, how well they ran the football. And this defense did a hell of a job in this game. So you just got to give credit to the offensive line. This defense, that rookie from Nebraska, really love him. Really love him. Had a great football game. Stephon Diggs wasn't able to get in the game. Gabe Davis wasn't able to find some openings to get wide open. They couldn't run the ball. Like I said, I don't think nothing is going on with the running game. I don't think they really need running backs. I just think they don't use them. They put so much pressure on Josh Allen to throw the football. You can't keep throwing the ball 40 sometimes, 50 times, and expect to win every single ball game. You can't keep doing that. You got to be balanced. You got to be balanced out. So they weren't able to score at the running game. The Bengals was at the end of the day. And now it's time to start questioning, a little bit of Josh Allen. Can he be that dude when it matters the most? Can he be that dude? He had several opportunities. To put this team on his back and take them there. And he does it. But again, the offense relies on him so much. They don't use the running game. So you can go either two ways. Is Josh Allen really that dude? Which is, I still think he is. But you can start slandering him now. Can he get the job done? But again, they don't use the running game. They don't use the running game enough. And they expect this man to throw 40 times. And it's not going to work if you're not balanced. If you're not balanced, it's not going to work. Cincinnati ran the football with Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon the whole game. And they're able to open up play action, open up some easy throws, and soften up that defense. And that's exactly what they did. So at the end of the day, I think I'm going to say this. Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. He's an elite quarterback. His second year went to the Super Bowl. And this year, back in the AFC Championship. I'm officially putting Joe Burrow over Josh Allen as a quarterback. He is an elite quarterback. I mean, Josh Allen's still elite. He's still good. But Joe Burrow's better. Let's put that in perspective.
Not to mention, Cincinnati Bengals got it done without their three starting offensive linemen. And you notice the offensive line has been the Achilles heel of the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals Joe Burrow only got sacked one time in that game. Only got sacked once. Like you said, you can't keep throwing. Josh Allen can't keep throwing the ball 99 times in a game. He threw for 40. He threw 42 times on Sunday. He was 26 of 42, 265, and he had an interception. The turnovers killed him, and then he only had the rushing touchdown. Devin Singletary, 6 carries, 24 yards. James Cook, 5 carries, 13 yards. Josh Allen, 6 carries, 26 yards. Where's the running game at? They got good running backs in Singletary and Cook. I just I don't know, because what Allen has this big gunslinger arm. You want to throw it 99 times like in a game? I don't understand. I bet you if he used the running game and then balance, like you said, balance it out and some play action, he'll get those throws. Then Diggs will get his touches. Gabe Davis will get his touches. McKenzie will get his touches. Knox, all of them will get their touches. Stephon Diggs only had 4 catches for 35 yards, and you can definitely tell he was frustrated on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
If that means he's frustrated with the team or Josh Allen, you think he's ready to go? Is he ready to go to another team that's going to be a contender and know he's going to go somewhere each and every year? What's going on with Stephon Diggs, or it was just him getting caught up emotionally in the game?
To me, to our face seeing it, I think he's just caught up getting emotional into the game. I just think he wants to win. He doesn't want to lose. I think this is a team that can compete and contend, but the problem is they got to fix some stuff on offense, man. You can't always rely on Josh Allen. You got to get the running game more involved. You might well don't even have a damn running back in the backfield. You might well don't have no running back on the roster if you're just going to use Josh Allen to throw the football all the time. I mean, 40 times a game, Josh Allen cannot be throwing the ball 40 times a game and using the running back. You cannot pick and choose when you want to use the run game and when you want to keep passing the ball. One game, we're going to pass the ball. We feel like airing the ball out is best for us. One game, we feel like we could support the run game. We cannot do that. Every single ball game, you got to go in to start running the football, to opening up that defense. Regardless, if the running game doesn't work, you got to run the football. You got to keep the defenses honest. You got to make them linebackers or those safeties try to come in the box to open up every single thing. But the Bills won't do that, and that's been the downfall, trying to rely on Josh Allen way too much. Same thing, like the Chargers. They try to rely on Justin Herbert to throw too much, and you forget about Austin Eckler as one of the top 5 backs in the NFL. You forgot he's even on the field. You cannot do that. So at the end of the day, you can start questioning again, Josh Allen, can he get the job done? But also, when he's throwing the football, you got to make better decisions with the ball too. If you're going to be throwing the football, you got to make better decisions with the football, which is he's not making good decisions with it if he's throwing the ball 42 times. I don't care how many times you're throwing the ball and they put pressure on you. You still got to make better decisions with the football. You cannot turn the ball over at the goal line and at the red zone, regardless if you're throwing 42 times. You got to be a better decision maker.
Definitely. So what's the bigger deal? Burrow winning or Josh Allen losing?
To me, it's Josh Allen losing. I already know Joe Burrow can come in this game and win this game, but it's Josh Allen keep losing and keep falling short. And we call him this elite quarterback, which is he's still a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He still is. But at some point, you got to get this team over the hump. You're the leader. You're the quarterback of this team. You continue to make bad decisions at the red zone when it matters the most. Now, the game was already out of reach when he threw that interception Sunday. The game was already out of reach, and you're just trying to make a play. Don't mind that. But you got to make better decisions, even if you are throwing the ball 42 times. You got to make better decisions with the football, and he has not made good decisions all year long with the football.
Yeah, Turnover cost in the Minnesota game. He fumbled in the end zone. He fumbled in the regular season when it came down to the Jets. It's just always in the red zone. He's trying to do too much. But do you now can we put Joe Burrow over Josh Allen? It was always Mahomes, Allen, then everybody else after that. Can we now put Joe Burrow over Josh Allen now?
Absolutely. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. He is officially over Josh Allen. Him and Patrick Mahomes officially over Josh Allen. You want to put you still put Josh Allen now. You got to put Justin Herbert in there. You got to put Justin Herbert in there as well as a top one of the elite quarterbacks in the game. If you want to do that, Lamar Jackson hasn't really played, so the quarterback position is really thin. It's really tough when you get to that top 10 quarterback list. It's really tough because so many quarterbacks are falling back. You can now all of a sudden try to put Jalen Hurts up and now. Do you scoop him up in the top 10, the top 10-ish? So at the end of the day, yes, you put Joe Burrow right there over Josh Allen. Yes, you do. And that's what I'm doing.
Most definitely. Then we're gonna get to the nighttime game. Everybody was on this game, and as you know, the Cowboys end up losing 19 to 12 to the San Francisco 49ers yet again. Memes is all over the place in this game. Oh my God, Donte, what the hell happened to the Dallas? What happened to Dallas? What happened?
Dak Prescott happened to the Cowboys. That's the problem. And Tony Pollard, going out kind of hurt it to what they wanted to do. That kind of hurted them too as well. But I mean, like I say, next man up. Zeke Elliott clearly is not the same running back no more. But he's been in Dallas all his career. He's gonna try to do whatever it takes to stay in Dallas. But he's not the starting running back. He doesn't just need to be a starting running back anymore. I don't think he's a starting running back in this league for probably neither team. But other than that, Dallas Cowboys happened. The defense played as well as they could play. They gave up only 19 points in this game, but Dak Prescott throwing an interception, almost throwing a pick six and throwing an interception before the half. The kick by Maher that was blocked wasn't even on him. That was a block kick. No, that was the block kick. So, you can argue, but still, you can argue if he would have made it anyway. You don't know if he would have made the kick anyway if it went through, but it was blocked. So he gets a little bit of a pass on that. So that's 7 points taken off the board right there. You just got to give credit to, again, D'Amico Ryan's defense. CeeDee Lamb was the only one that showed up for Dallas. He was the only one really showed up to play some football. Outside of that, Dak, he going to continue to get the slander he gets, not stepping up when your team matters the most. Dak Prescott, last year, you needed 24 points to win. You couldn't get it done. You needed 20 points to win this game. Couldn't get 20 points. So the keys of the game was Dak Prescott 2 interceptions. One before the half. One actually before the half when they were driving up the field. And give credit to Kyle Shanahan, wearing that defense down with the run game later in the game, giving them different options. He was able to get Deebo Samuel involved in the run game as well, throwing a lot of bodies at him. And Christian McCaffrey is the best Christian McCaffrey I've seen since Carolina. This guy is really fresh. He's really fresh, and he's going to stay healthy because you got another running back in Elijah Mitchell who had a 900-yard season last year. Then you could throw Deebo Samuel in now. So he's fresh. Then you could put him outside in the slot as well. That's just too much to counter for. And Brandon Ayuk has been good. It's been awesome this year. And what's so impressive, Brock Purdy didn't turn the ball over again. If he continues not to turn the ball over, man, this dude can be a quarterback in the league. Like his decision-making, love his situational football, whether throwing it away, not taking a sack, living to fighting another day, his pinpoint accuracy, his ability to move out of the pocket a little bit. Brock Purdy is making this happen. Over 200 yards passing again. That's really impressive. That's not game manager numbers. If you throw 300 yards and over 200 some passing yards, that's not game manager numbers. That's throwing the ball up the field. You're throwing the ball up the field. You're not throwing for 198. You're not throwing for 150 and trying to be a game manager, not turn them on. He's throwing the ball up the field. Some of these throws are elite level throws that he's making. And you just got to get this man his respect. The way he plays, the way he plays, the way he throw, the way he is pinpoint accurate with. Again, I know I said he's not a good quarterback. He was trash, but that was only in college when I said that. That was in college. He wasn't good in college. But right now, he's around the right system. Kyle Shanahan is getting it done with him. And hey, this guy could be on the verge of a Super Bowl run if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Right. And who would expect a third stringer to do what he's doing now? He didn't expect to play this year at all. Nobody thought Trey Lance was going to get injured. Nobody thought Jimmy G was going to get injured. So the next man up, of course, is going to be Brock Purdy. And he's been balling out since he's been called. His numbers on Sunday was 19 to 29, 214. Didn't have any touchdowns, didn't have any picks. He got sacked twice. But the running game was pretty good. You had Elijah Mitchell, 14 carries, 51 yards. Christian McCaffrey had 35 yards, 10 carries. But also you could put McCaffrey in the receiving. George Kittle had that crazy catch. That kind of that
Yo, can y'all hear me? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. I think Key went out. So Key computer died. What's good, Ralph? What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Appreciate it, Victoria, for being in the chat. Like I said, y'all, Brock Purdy is, doing a hell of a job. Brock Purdy is doing one hell of a job with this team. And he's on the verge of taking this 49ers team, to the Super Bowl. And again, this defense is really good. This defense is awesome. Really like this 49ers defense. Coach D'Amico Ryans is definitely going to get a head coaching job after the season. So again, just give credit to this defense for the 49ers. And Brock Purdy is playing some hell of a football. I mean, what better way can you ask for Brock Purdy for a third round pick, to come in, not turn the ball over, and be great in situational football? What better way to have a third string quarterback to do this and make it to an NFC championship game? But one thing I say, I bet you, if he loses this game against the Eagles and he finally throws some interceptions or picks, he's going to get slandered as a 7th round pick. I'm telling you, it's coming. People are going to say, oh, I thought he was. I know he wasn't a good quarterback. Now you want to slander him when he has one terrible game, one bad game. You kind of want to slander him all of a sudden. So at the end of the day, give credit to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, got this team there with key injuries. And, we're going to see what he can he do into the NFC championship game.
Most definitely. And it should be a good NFC championship game with number 1 and 2 defenses in the league. Definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I know Brock Purdy, Dallas did bring pressure, but the Eagles bringing pressure. I don't know. It might be something different than what Dallas has done. So, my question is the Eagles all the way back to their full selves like they was in the regular season? Like, are they all the way there? Minus Vontae Maddox is missing. That's the only one that's really hurt and that's missing. But everybody else is fully is out there. Is the Eagles finally back to their potential?
Yeah, they are back. They're back. Everybody's rejuvenated. They're back. CJ Gardner-Johnson didn't miss a beat. Everybody's back. Yes.
Only thing I said, the only thing I'm skeptical about in the next round and against the San Fran is how Jonathan Gannon is going to do scheme wise with the secondary. I'm not worrying about the front. Front four, all know can get to the quarterback and get pressure. It's the secondary that I'm worried about. Is he going to call these soft coverages to where they're so far off the receivers, or what is he going to do? So I'm skeptical to see what he's going to do there. In that sense, but are Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw the keys for the 49ers to beat the
Yep.
Eagles?
It is also going to be interesting to see what Nick Sirianni does against this 49ers defense. This is a very good 49ers defense that the Eagles got to go up against. D'Amico Ryan's defense. So Nick said not only Jonathan Gannon got to be on this game, but Nick Sirianni got to come out. He got to be on this game as well. This 49ers defense ain't no slouch. I mean, yes, the secondary is the weakest point. It's the weakest point of their team. But again, yes, a lot of people can say, you got AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith, but D'Amico Ryans as a defensive coordinator has been good, and he's gonna try to put this team in a situation, where they can succeed. I know the cornerbacks look suspect, we know they do, but it looks good seeing them on TV instead of seeing them on the field and seeing how you play them on the field. Looks good. This looks suspect. They did do good. They didn't do good against CeeDee Lamb. That's the one thing the Eagles can take apart. They didn't look good against that one receiver, so that may come into play. But D'Amico Ryans is pretty good scheming up defensive plays. And James Steichen, and like Cool McCain said, you got to run the ball. You got to come out and you got to try to run the ball. No matter if it's working or not, you got to try to run the ball. But I got a feeling in this game, 49ers, I bet they're going to try to take that away. And Jalen Hurts is going to have to make some throws that he needs to make to beat the 49ers. And I just got a good feeling if they can't run the ball against a 49ers defensive front who is really good, this game is going to be on Jalen Hurts and him with his arm. That would happen with Tampa Bay in the playoffs. They made Jalen Hurts throw the football and he couldn't throw it. They stopped the running game immediately. The 49ers come out and do that, which it will be hard to do because the Eagles got a great offensive line against a great defensive line. That's going to be a battle that who wins, who makes more plays, the offensive line or that defensive line for the 49ers. That defensive line can stop the run and make Jalen Hurts throw the ball. That favors the 49ers, but James Steichen, Nick Sirianni, they got some work to do on this 49ers defense. It can very much turn into a chess match in this game.
I definitely agree with that. But going back to Dallas, Ezekiel Elliott already stated that he wants to stay in Dallas and he'll take a pay cut. And we all know Tony Pollard, come to find out, he did break his leg. So do you think they'll franchise Pollard? Do they cut? I mean, not cut Zeke. Do Zeke take a pay cut to stay? Like, what needs to happen in Dallas? For me, they need just to blow it up, blow everybody up, get rid of McCarthy, get rid of Kellen Moore. I mean, the only person that seems that was good in that coaching staff was Dan Quinn on the defensive side. Get rid of Kellen Moore, get rid of McCarthy, blow everybody up. Like, what do you think needs to happen in Dallas moving forward for next year?
Well, I don't think they need to blow everybody up because they're not going to do that. I don't think they're doing that part. So other than that, if Zeke Elliott wants to come back, I'll be entertaining to him coming back, but he got to be a backup. He got to be a backup. He can't be a starter. That's just all it is. He can't be a starter running back. Tony Pollard, LBC, the injury. It depends on how bad the injury is that he got. But I heard it's a fibula or something with his
leg. He broke his leg. Yep.
Yeah. So it's gonna take him some time. I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't be back for the season. So if Zeke Elliott wants to stay, you give him. If he say he wants to take a pay cut, then let him take a pay cut. He wants to be in Dallas. That's pretty cool. I can deal with him. Taking a pay cut and want to stay. But Malik Davis, they got another running back from Florida who's really solid, who can be really good. You got to use him. You got to use him until Tony Pollard comes back. Again, you got some options. I don't think they're going to fire McCarthy. I don't think they're going to blow the whole thing up. To be honest, everybody's really saying that the Cowboys didn't have a great draft or a great offseason. So unfortunately for them, This is expectations for them because they were supposed to have a better, worse record than what they supposed to have. They weren't supposed to be in the second round. They weren't supposed to be in this second round matchup. But like I said, I had them have 10-7. I thought they were good enough to actually make the playoffs, but not win a playoff game. But so when you're not winning Super Bowls for this team, like America's team, that's a disappointing year anytime. And Dallas fans, everybody was upset for Dallas that they can't make it back to an NFC championship and stuff like that. But I don't think they'll blow it up. I just think they need another running back. I don't think Tony Pollard is going to be ready when the season starts. So you do got Malik Davis, and you do probably need to draft another running back. You can afford to let Zeke go. You can afford to let him go and just get another running back and start out with 2 with Malik Davis and another running back.
So here's the $1 million question, Donte. Can Dallas win a Super Bowl with Dak?
No, he cannot do it. He's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. No, not at all.
So y'all paying this man about $40 million a year, and he can't get y'all to the promised land. Once Jerry and Stephen Jones aren't running the team anymore, of course you don't wish nothing bad on anybody, but Jerry Jones is getting up there in age. Until he goes to the upper room, and Stephen Jones, or decides not to do the team or something else, then Dallas will start winning again. That's my opinion. But as long as Jerry's there, Dallas unfortunately is not going to win anything, because he didn't want to go out and get nobody in free agency. He didn't want to spend no money. He got who he went out and got T.Y. Hilton. Okay, he was okay for that little bit of time, but it didn't move the needle any. Like, it didn't take him to the NFC Championship game. So I'm just, while Dak and Jerry is there, they're not winning. They'll keep going to the playoffs and losing every time. That's just my opinion on the Cowboys. I know Cowboys fans is getting mad and getting pissed at it. So Cool said Jerry going to draft his grandson to play quarterback. Until then, nothing's going to happen with Dallas. I think they need to go old school and run the ball more than pass. Yeah. That's how, and again, you got to go back to where Dallas was winning these games back in the 90s that they keep bragging about. We're talking about the now. We're not talking
They're not going to be able to go. They're not going to be able to run the football like that.
We're not talking about the Super Bowls. You got to watch on VHS.
They're not going to be able to go. They're not going to be able to go old school and run the football. This is not what this league is. This league is not old school. You're not going to be able to be one-dimensional in running the football. You can't beat the Baltimore Ravens. That's why Baltimore ain't going to win many games. You try to run the football. When you play against a great team, they're going to figure that out easily. You don't want to get yourself where you want to be one-dimensional. You don't want to do that. You don't want to get yourself and do that. That's why it's going to work so good for the Eagles, because they got a great offensive line, but they also got weapons on the outside. If you want them to throw the football, they could really actually throw it. They can really actually throw it if you want them to throw the football all day long. But I don't think Dallas got that type of style. I don't think Dallas can be able to run the football all day long. With the offensive line getting older, they don't have that same offensive line no more. They rarely even have the weapons to even beat you with, but CeeDee Lamb. So outside of that, I don't think they can go back to run the football. They got to be balanced. In this league right now, you got to be balanced. If you can't be balanced, you can't win too many ball games. It's just like the NBA. If you're not going to shoot the ball in the league, the way the league is standing to, you're not going to last long in the league. I'm not going to say you're not going to last long. You're not going to be as effective if you can't shoot in the league. That's just the way everything is going.
Facts. All right. So Baker Mayfield. We all know he went over there with the Rams. He didn't do too bad in the games he was there. Matthew Stafford already said he's going to come back. So where does this happen with Baker? Does he stay and go to backup? Does he go to another team? So what's the fate of Baker Mayfield? What's going to happen?
I think he needs to consider. I think if he goes somewhere else, he can probably start. It just depends on the team he goes to. Now, if Stafford coming back, he's going to be a backup. He's going to be backup to Stafford. There's no way they're going to sit Stafford on the bench. They're going to not let him come off the bench. They're going to let him come off the bench. He's going to be starting quarterback. But I think with the right team, say if he goes to the Jets, I think he has a good chance of competing for a starting job if he goes to the Jets. If he goes, He goes to
in
the
the
Giants.
rumor.
Well, I think they're gonna keep Daniel Jones. I think they're actually gonna pay Daniel Jones to keep him. It's already came out and confirmed it that they will consider paying him. So I think if he's gonna go there, he's gonna be a backup. He's gonna be a backup quarterback. Anyway, I think he's still a serviceable quarterback in this league.
And one more thing before we move on to your list to see who's number one. Some rumors going around: Green Bay Packers Aaron Rodgers will be traded to the AFC. The Jets, the Jets, Tennessee, the Colts, or the Raiders. If this was to be entertained, where would he go out of those four? Did you see him going back to the Raiders with Devontae Adams?
I can definitely see it. Yes, I can see him going to the Raiders. Interesting will be the Colts, but I feel like the Colts need to draft a quarterback. I do feel like the Colts need to draft. I don't think they need to pick up a quarterback who's out. The Jets will be interesting, but I like Mike White. I like Mike White for the Jets, though. I like him being there. I think Mike White can be a good starting quarterback for the New York Jets. I think the Raiders. I think the Raiders. I think the Raiders is really interesting. I think the Raiders one is really interesting. I will say the Colts because they already got the weapons. They got the defense. They got the defense. I will say that, but I think they need to draft the quarterback more than they get Aaron Rodgers. I think they need to go younger. So I'm going to say the Raiders. I'm going to say the Raiders could be definitely an option. Him reuniting with Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, decides to want to keep playing football, and Hunter Renfrow, if he stays healthy, I think that Raiders team can be really, really good with Aaron Rodgers.
And I did say one more question, but so we all seen Byron Leftwich. He gets fired. He's a hot commodity right now. Where do you think he's going to end up? Who's going to get Byron Leftwich as the OC?
Who's going to get Byron Leftwich? It just depends on who gets a head coaching job. It depends on who gets a head coaching job. I think they might consider him, bringing him in for an OC job. It depends on who gets a head coaching job. Who gets a head coaching job out there?
I mean, if Shane Steichen gets a job, I mean, we can bring him in, Howie. But let's go into this coaches list. Coach Donte's top 5 playmakers of the week. Who we got?
Y'all already know what we got. We got the handy dandy, man. Coaches list notebook, man. Mike White, man. That's Mike White. Cool. Mike White. All right. So I'm going to start from number 5. Number 5 on my list, those of y'all don't know what the coaches list is. I'm going to explain to y'all top 5 performance of each sport, college basketball, NFL football, college women basketball, men's college basketball. We don't got college football no more, so we can't do college. So I decided to put two NBAs on my list. With baseball come out, I'm definitely gonna do some baseball. Baseball guys gonna be on the list. But right now, number 5, I got Kenneth Gainwell for the Philadelphia Eagles. We had a great game last weekend with the New York Giants. Kenneth Gainwell, 12 carries, 112 yards, 1 tub. Really done a great job. Really showed that he can be very explosive. He can also run between the tackles. He can also be a threat coming out of the backfield. So Kenneth Gainwell really showed some force. He really showed some madness between those tackles. I mean, he was running, knocking people over, taking shots, however he was. And Kenneth Gainwell was running like a man amongst boys. So I got to reward him for that at the top 5. Number 5. So number 4, this is interesting. It was a tough, but guess what? Hey, Cool McCain, if you haven't checked this girl out, this girl's legit, man. I'm telling you, this girl's a Steph Curry of the college basketball.
Oh, we got Caitlin Clark back on
the list. You can't ignore it. She's the best college basketball player. Outside of her and Angel Reese is really good from LSU. Man, Cool McCain, if you haven't checked this girl out, this girl's the Steph Curry of college basketball. Shoot it anywhere. Caitlin Clark, you ready for this? You ready for this stat? You ready for these stats, Key? Y'all really ready for these stats? 28 points, 15 assists, 10 rebounds over the win.
She got a grown woman turn.
She got one of them NBA triple doubles, one of them big time NBA triple doubles. This is an NBA triple double she got. This is I'm talking about in the men's league, some Jokic or somebody like that. James Harden. This
right there.
This is a. I'm starting to call her like a little boss. I'm starting. This ain't no lady. This is a damn man playing ladies basketball, just dressed in a wig and in a uniform. This is a grown man right here in a ladies uniform playing basketball right here. But like I said again, it'll be interesting to see her come up out of the draft, man. Whoever pick her,
one more year.
One more. She need to come out now. She's ready now to play.
Only with the WNBA, you got to play all 4.
Oh my God! You say grown man triple man. That's an NBA triple double. That's an NBA triple double. That's a LeBron triple double. But she had also 10 rebounds. She had also 10 rebounds in that game too, in a win against. He said, "Joe man." This they got a big win against Ohio State. They went into the Columbus and beat Ohio State. They are first in the Big Ten. And that's due to Caitlin Clark.
March Madness to watch her in March.
Oh man, she gonna be crazy, man. She gonna be crazy. The next one up is Jalen Wilson out of Kansas. Men's basketball. They lost to Baylor last night. They lost to TCU. They have been having a pretty rough go. Jalen Wilson, 30 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds. The best player on the Kansas Jayhawks men's basketball team for Jalen Wilson out of Kansas. He's pretty good. Can shoot the basketball, can rebound, can run the break, can give it to you. He can just basically he's just basically can do it all pretty much for Jalen Wilson for Kansas. Number 2 is gonna surprise everybody. Thomas Bryant from the LA Lakers versus the Portland Trailblazers. They came back from 25 points down, and he was a big part of it. 31 points, 14 rebounds for Thomas Bryant. And the first time on the list, the second Rocket on the list, Jalen Green last night, 42 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, made Coach Donte top 5 and number 1 on the top 5 list. Had an excellent night last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, 42 points last night, came to play. But, Caitlin Clark been on this list about 3 times already. Kenny Gainwell, this is his first time. Thomas Bryant, Jalen Wilson's first time. This is also Jalen Green's first time. So expect to see a lot of more of these guys on the list, especially more Caitlin Clark. She's going to be on the list again. I'm telling you. She can be on the list every day. She can be on the list every day. I'm telling you, I just don't choose every time. God, no, she be on the list every single day. Every single time. Every single time I come. Yeah, but she deserves to be on the list today. That is the coach's list for the 7,200 seconds.
That was Coach Dante's list. Tune in every week to see who his number 1 is. And man, damn, that triple double.
That's a grown man reading. Man, that's a man.
15?
28, 15, and 10. 15 assists. 15 assists.
Dang, what the hell did Ohio State have? Did they forget they had it? Was it a close game?
Yeah, it was a close game, but having Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark being the difference, I'm gonna tell you, you take away Caitlin Clark, Ohio State win that game. You take away her, Ohio State win that game.
All right, let's go in our picks and predictions of the conference game. So AFC conference game, we got the Chiefs going up against the Bengals. Joe Cool, Patrick Mahomes. Who do you winning? Who's going to the Super Bowl, Donte?
I got the Bengals. I got the Bengals winning this game. I think Patrick Mahomes' leg comes into play in this game. Him not being able to move well, I think this is the game that can hurt the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is a good matchup for the Cincinnati Bengals. They already know what it takes to go on Arrowhead and win. They won that last year. So they already got the Super Bowl experience. They got the weapons. They have a very solid defense. They can get pressure on the quarterback. And I think, the only thing they probably pretty much have to do, if I'm the Bengals, I'm taking away Travis Kelce. To be honest, I'm taking away Travis Kelce. Taking him away in the passing game. And I'm playing one-on-one with everybody else. Somebody got to beat me. Somebody else got to beat me. Travis Kelce cannot beat me. Cannot beat me. Be the only one to beat me catching the ball. If he can beat me catching the ball, then that opens up everybody else. It's just going to open up everybody else. And so I think the Bengals have the personnel to do it. But first, they got to stop. If they can stop Isaiah Pacheco and stop the running game, Jared McKinnon, I think they have a great chance. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals to win this game in a close game?
I'm torn. Only reason why I say I'm torn, I know that Mahomes has this high ankle sprain, and that's going, limit him of running and really dropping back. Because you seen him when he went to go drop back, it affected him. But he had Travis Kelsey, like you said, you got to take Kelsey away. But then you got Pacheco and McKinnon too. So I'm torn. If the Bengals use Joe Mixon, the X factor is going to be Joe Mixon for this Bengals team. With that being said, you know what? I'm going to go with the Bengals as well, and it's going to come down to one score. It's going to be close. I think it could be a shootout. I think Joe Burrow can go shootout toe to toe with Mahomes. I'm going to say the Bengals win this game 35-30. That's my final score. 35-30. So yeah, it's gonna be a good, definitely gonna be a good game. Cool got the Chiefs winning by 3. All right, NFC side, we got the Philadelphia Eagles going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Donte, who's going to the Super Bowl?
Oh man, this is a tough matchup because I think both coaches are gonna play chess with each other. But I said the only team I think that can give the Eagles a run and beat the Eagles is the 49ers. And I'm gonna take the 49ers in a close ball game. The secondary is the weakest point. Yes, it is. But I believe that defensive line, I think that's the capable of a defensive line that can really actually stop the run. I think they can control time of possession. I don't think that I really, to me, I don't think the Eagles' run defense is all that good. I really don't think the run defense. Now I believe they can get to the quarterback. They can get to the quarterback. They can definitely get to the quarterback. If you're saying I can drop back and throw the ball, they definitely get home. But I done seen times where the Eagles was frustrated against the run. And I think this is one of those games that they're going to really have to stop the run. They're going to really have to make Brock Purdy try to get the job done and beat him with his arm. And I also think San Francisco have the personnels and the receivers to do it as well. I think Deebo Samuel can get open. I think Brandon Ayuk can get open. I think George Kittle, that's going to open up more for George Kittle. Him being a blocking tight end as well. They got 2 running backs. They got basically 3 they can throw at you. They can put Deebo Samuel in the backfield as well. So I'm going to take the 49ers in a close game, and I think it's going to be a chess matchup. I think it's going to be a chess matchup between D'Amico Ryans, James Steichen, and Kyle Shanahan and Jonathan Gannon. It's going to have to be a test matchup. So I'm going to take Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers.
Again, my heart and my head says 2 different things. But you always know when something is right, you got to go with your gut. I'm going to go with my gut here. Bold prediction. Brock Purdy's going to throw 2 picks in this game. He's going to throw picks. He's going to get 2. I think that front is going to come at him on both sides. Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, they're going to come at him. I know Trent Williams is a good left tackle. And then again on the defensive side, I feel like our front can get through that offensive line. So I'm gonna go with my gut here. I'm saying the Sixers. See, I got basketball in my mind. I'm gonna say the Eagles by 7. 1-score game. It's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be 20. I think it's gonna be, you know what? I'm gonna even go 28-21. It's gonna be that close of a game. Like you said, it's gonna be a chess match. We got to see what coach is going to have the upper hand. Is it going to be Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen, or is it going to be Kyle Shanahan? So, I mean, I think Purdy is going to definitely find his match in this offensive line. This defensive line. He's going to get hit. So, I'm going to say it's going to be Eagles and Bengals in the Super Bowl. That's my pick. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Hopefully, we can get there. Like I said, the only gripe I have issues with is going to be that secondary. Darius Slay, Bradbury, Blankenship, Epps. Can they stop a Deebo Samuel? Can the linebackers get, make sure George Kittle is contained? Can we not get burnt over the top? That's going to be my thing. Now, if Avonte Maddox comes back, then I'm okay. I feel good about it. If Maddox comes back, then I feel like we in there. He practiced today, so I feel a little bit better, but I'm going to say Eagles by 7, 28-21. Talk about the NBA for a little bit. We did get a trade. The Lakers trade Kendrick Nunn and 3 second-round picks for Rui Hachimura. Good or bad trade, Donte?
It's a risky trade. I'm just gonna have to plead the fifth on this one. I'm not gonna say it's a good trade either. I mean, it's a good trade if he was healthy. He never played 60 games in a season. He averages 13 points per game when he's actually on the court. He can shoot, he can score the basketball, but the problem is he's always in street clothes. That's the problem. That's the problem. And the Cuba Kate always making jokes about he always in street clothes. So again, I'm gonna plead the fifth. I think when he's healthy, he can be solid. He's a solid player. He's a solid piece. But again, you can't trust a guy that never played close to 60 games in his career and always been in street clothes more than he been on the court in a jersey. And the Lakers, Kendrick Nunn wasn't working out. He's gonna get some playing time with the Washington Wizards, I believe. But other than that, I wouldn't be surprised if this be a waste because the man can't stay on the court along with Anthony Davis. So all of a sudden, you got 2 power forwards. You got 2 power forwards that can't stay on the court. You got 2 guys that love to be in street clothes more than they love to be on the court.
They hoping him and AD rock the street clothes at different times.
Hey, we're gonna have as soon or later. Out of them 2, we're gonna have a contest who gonna be in street clothes more, him or Rui or Anthony Davis. It's gonna be a street clothes contest. You get in street clothes. The very next game I come out and play. The very next game, hey, you in street clothes. It's gonna be just a competition between
like,
those.
You like my shoes? They're gonna be like, I like your shoes today.
It's a risky deal.
Fun little stat here. So Troy Brown, Russell Westbrook, Thomas Bryant, and now Rui Hachimura were all on the 2021 Wizards team. They are now all united with the Lakers. Ain't that crazy? That's a crazy stat. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something about this. 3 second-round picks, though. 3 second-round picks.
Those picks can be valuable. I'm telling you, you pick the right person. Those picks can be valuable. You pick the right person. I'm telling you.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It's just something about this trade I don't like. I don't like. I gotta hear it from Laker fans. Like what they about this trade? Do they? I don't know. I just felt like Washington got fleeced.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We gotta talk about the hottest team right now, Donte. And in my opinion, that's the 76ers. 76ers went on the road on the West road trip and won 5-0. They came back and won in the King series without a Joel Embiid. Now they are in second place right now at the East. Talk about the Sixers and what have they been doing that's working for them.
Well, Joel Embiid being able to stay on the floor, that's helping them. James Harden, doing James Harden things. Tyrese Maxey sacrificing, coming off the bench is helping them out. And like I say, I'm not gonna never say Doc Rivers. He did clearly take Doc Rivers and said he wanted to come off the bench. That's something that is true. There's no such thing that's not true. At the end of the day, it is true that we don't at the end of the day, we don't know what happened. We can't tell. We don't know what happened. We don't know what we told Doc Rivers. Those reporters know what went on. So if someone comes out and say, and if Tyrese Maxey comes out and say, hey, I sent Doc Rivers a text, or a reporter, the TNT reporter reported this, said, I text Doc Rivers, said I want to come off the bench. I will believe that. And I do believe that. It's no such thing as I can't believe that he comes off the bench. He comes out. If he wants to come off the bench, That's being a ball player and want to win. That's him wanting to win. I don't see no body language indicating that he doesn't want to start, that he does want to start. I'm seeing a Maxey that wants to do whatever it takes to win ball games. And plus, D'Anthony Melton has been good in the lineup as well. So once something going well, you don't move on from it.
Right.
You don't move on from it. You stick with it. And that's what Tyrese Maxey did. That's the definition of winning basketball. Someone's going to sacrifice, and he sacrifices and still scoring, still getting his points. He's still scoring. So at the end of the day, he's just trying to win. But again, we all know how the old saying gone. Hey, let's see, can it maintain in the playoffs? Right. That's the only thing. Can they get out of the second round?
Still a second round exit for me until they prove otherwise.
It depends on the matchup in the first round. It can be a dangerous matchup. Depends on the matchup in the first round. It just depends on the matchup. Depends on really the matchup is in the first round.
We're gonna play again till Wednesday. Ooh, we playing the Nets.
Oh my God, y'all playing Mr. Ben Simmons again. So
big clothes Ben, Mr. Irrelevant. Need to call him Mr. Irrelevant.
So yeah, Sixers are playing some good basketball. That's a tough road trip. West Coast trip. That's a tough road trip to get on.
Remember, we was losing. I was like, oh my God, we're losing to Sacramento. That came back and beat Sacramento. Maxey scored about 32 points that game.
Yep. And like Cool McCain said, selfless basketball, unselfish basketball that Tyrese Maxey is playing. To take Star Rivers and to come off the bench, wanting to come off the bench. Hey, I love that. That's someone that wants to win a basketball game.
So the Sixers are 4 games out of first. They 30-16 right now. A very rocky beginning. Remember, I was like, oh my gosh, the season is starting off rocky, but we fixing what's right. We trying to turn it around, like you said. Can this play on into the playoffs? You got Boston 1, Philly, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Cleveland, Miami is the top 6, and then in that play-in tournament is New York, Atlanta, Indy, and Chicago. And then again, you got on the western side, Denver is still number 1, Memphis, Sacramento's number 3, Pelicans is 4, Dallas is 5, and the Clippers are in the regular season. If it ended today, they would be in the playoffs at the 6th seed. But playing tournament be Utah, Phoenix, Minnesota, and Golden State. And then of course, you got OKC. OKC is almost in the play-in tournament. They're actually tied with Golden State right now. So you can see them moving up. And then you got the Lakers looking in Portland and so on and so forth. But speaking of the Warriors, is it over for them, or can they turn things around? Like, is it done? No, it's not done. I'm trying to tell you, they're going to get on a run. They're going to get on a run before the All-Star break and after the All-Star break. I believe they would get on a run. I'm still don't convinced it's over with. Still got a lot of basketball to play. If they sneak in the playoffs, that team can be a dangerous basketball team still to anybody's playoff host. Because again, playoff experience, they've been there, they done that. They know what they're doing. So I'm still not convinced they are done. I'm still not convinced. I don't think it's over. Still don't think it's over. Yeah, I mean, you can't never count out Steph Curry in games. Like I said, if they go on after the All-Star break, they go on a nice little run. They can find themselves in the play-in tournament. Maybe you win some games to get out of that play-in and move up. But no, it's definitely going to be – the play-in tournament is going to be good. I think it's going to be competitive to see who gets into the playoffs. I'm still not a big fan of the dang on play-in, but whatever. I guess whatever. I'm not either. But if we was who would win in the brothers competition if they healthy? We all know what Lonzo Ball can do when he's healthy. So between the Ball brothers and the Holiday brothers, who's winning? So you got Melo and Zoe versus Drew and Justin Holiday. Who's winning? I'm going Holiday brothers. Think they would beat the Ball brothers? Yes. First of all, Lonzo Ball always hurt. He's always hurt, not playing, hurt. LaMelo Ball can't even get on the NBA team. I mean, can't even get on the NBA team. LiAngelo Ball can't even play for NBA. Yeah, I said it'll be Melo and Zoe. Oh, I'm still going for Drew Holiday. I'm still going for Drew Holiday. Like I
Yes,
said,
yes.
Zoe
I'm still.
Ball.
Oh, okay. I thought if it was a 3-on-3, so I just assumed it was gonna be a 3-on-3. Oh yeah, I'm still going. I'm still going with Holiday though. Yeah, I'm still going with Holiday though.
I totally forgot you can. They can be a three because it's three of them.
Yeah, it's three of them.
It's
It's three
three
of them.
Holiday brothers,
You
right?
got Drew Holiday, Justin Holiday, and Aaron Holiday,
Yep.
and you got Zoe Jello, and you got
And Mello,
Leangelo.
right?
Yep. So that's why I put it as a 3-on-3 put on 3-on-3 matchup.
You
Yep.
know what? If it was a 3-on-3, I'm still taking Ball brothers. I'm still taking the Ball brothers.
Yeah, I'm
I'm still taking the Ball brothers over the Holidays.
I'm taking Drew Holiday there. I'm taking Drew Holiday them all day, and I'm putting Drew Holiday on LaMelo Ball because he's the best ball brother. He's the best ball brother out of all of them.
Yep.
The best player out of all of them. Actually,
I said that I followed I followed all three of them. When he was in the college and everything. And when I looked at Melo, I said he's going to be the better ball brother. He got the vision, he got the handle, he can pass. His shooting got a little bit better. Zoe, I like Zoe, but he did improve his shot, but he can't stay his ass on the court. Like, I don't know what's going on with his knee. And then poor Jello, I feel like nobody wants to give him a chance.
Yep. Leangelo, nobody wanted to give him an opportunity to play. So
Nobody
hey,
wants to give him a chance. I feel like he's not a bad player. I didn't think he did bad with Charlotte over there in the D League. It's just he can be on a bench. You don't got to put it. He can be like the 7th or 8th, 9th guy off the bench. Like, I still think he's a good player. D'Angelo is, but that whole thing hurt him with the whole stealing sunglasses in China and shit hurt him. Like, who goes over overseas country and steals some crap? Come on now.
That's crazy.
But yeah, but out of all of them, LaMelo is the best ball brother. Who's your breakout rookie right now? We come into the halfway point of the NBA. We got the All-Star game coming in next week, next month in February. Who is your breakout rookie right now?
I'm going with Keegan Murray. Going with Keegan Murray from Sacramento.
He's definitely balling over there in Sacramento.
Yep.
You could say Pablo Pincheiro. He's been playing pretty well over there in Orlando. But Keegan has been balling out.
Yep.
NBA, let me break down some of these games for tonight. We got the Tuesday slate. We got 7 games on the docket here. We got the Bulls and the Pacers. Pacers haven't been playing. I mean, they've been okay. But who you got in this game?
Said Bulls and Pacers?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for the Pacers.
Then you got the Heat in Boston. Now, they without Marcus Smart.
I'm still taking Boston. I still think they're deep enough.
Especially with Jaylen Brown and Tatum and Malcolm Brogdon. He's still coming off the bench. You got the Cavaliers and the Knicks.
Then the Cavaliers.
Nuggets and Pelicans should be a good game.
Nuggets.
Washington in Dallas. I'm taking Dallas.
I'm going for the upset. I'm going for Washington. Where they at? They in Dallas?
They are in. Yeah. They're in Dallas.
I'm still going for the upset. Don't care.
Hornets and Suns.
Suns.
And Clippers and the Lakers. Battle LA.
I want to go with the Lakers so bad, but I can't do it. I'll go with the Clippers.
All right. So there's your NBA. Going to the MLB for a little bit, and I just got some news from the MLB. And it's funny because we was going to talk about the Hall of Fame. Scott Rowland has been elected into the Hall of Fame. So shout out to Scott Rowland, third baseman of the
Shout out to Scott Rowland.
So Scott Rowland gets into the Hall of Fame, y'all. So that's great news there from the MLB. So he is a Phillies third baseman. Scott Rowland has been selected into the Hall of Fame. So speaking of the Hall of Fame, let's see who else is going to get in. Because it is Hall Day today. So Scott Rowland gets in. So, of course, you still got Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez, Gary Sheffield. You still have your Todd Helton. Who else is on this list? You got Nomar Garcia Parras on this list. Larry Walker, Edgar Martinez, Johan Santana. I know y'all. I know you remember Santana. Um, he was another killer when it came to pitching. And then you got Andrew Jones, Scott Rowland, of course, got in. Omar Vasquez, Bobby Abreu. Who do you think gets in besides Scott Rowland out of those names I just named? Then you got Jeff Kent, Andy Pettit.
Uh,
Oh, hold up. You got Billy Wagner,
okay.
Francisco Rodriguez, Andrew Jones, Carlos Beltran, Torrey Hunter. Damn.
So I'm going to go with one of the best shortstops of all. One of the best shortstops of all time. Probably one of the greatest shortstops. You know, he doesn't hit for power. He didn't hit for a lot of power, but I'm going to take Omar Descale. I'm very high on Omar Descale. Very defensive shortstop. Very good hitter. Not good as power, but he's very good as a hitter. So I'm going to take Omar Descale.
This list is crazy. I don't know. Could A-Rod possibly get in? Is he gonna have to wait? Ramirez was good. Sheffield was good. Who else is doing it? I think Nomar should go in. Nomar was good playing for
Boston.
Red Sox.
Yep.
Larry Walker, what he did with Colorado.
Yep.
You can name him too.
I can. You can name Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter was good.
Definitely,
Torrey Hunter was a great center fielder. Awesome center fielder. If it's any home run ball that's even close to him, he would jump up there and rob you for a home run. Torrey Hunter was an excellent center fielder.
Andrew Jones, another guy that killed.
Yep.
Andrew Jones was a killer, and his son is great. His son is good too. So I think his son's in the minor leagues right now. I forget what team he went to, but watch out for Andrew Jones. But no, Andrew Jones used to kill the Phillies too.
Andrew Jones used to kill y'all too.
What Braves team didn't kill the Phillies? Let's just say that. It was Chipper Jones. It was Glavine and Maddox. What Braves team didn't beat the Phillies? Like,
oh, they did another Varmer Valdez on y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm waiting for any more breakdowns of who else is going in. But the Scott Rowland didn't make it as right now. But as we go into baseball, we got the last of breakdown of the each division, and we're finally on the AL West. That's Coach Donte's division. Of course, we got the Houston Astros, we got the Mariners, the Angels, the Texans, the Rangers, and then of course you got the Oakland A's. And then last, now that the Rangers did pick up DeGrom on the off season. The Angels had some pitching. They picked up some pitching. I don't know what Seattle did in the off season.
They got Teoscar Hernandez from the Blue Jays. They got him in the trade. That's a good deal.
That's right. We all know the A's ain't do nothing. We know they ain't do nothing. Houston got Abreu. So is Houston going to retain? Be number one?
Until I see it, ain't nobody in that AL West better than us. Who's better than us? Nobody in that damn AL West better than us. What part of people that Astros own the AL West don't they understand? The Astros are still going to be here. They still going to be here. But if they're going to lose somebody or not, they're going to be here for years to come. So again, yes, we're going to struggle earlier in the season. We're going to find a way. But again, just like we did, we started off 11-11 this year, and the Angels had a 10-game lead on the West, and we came back and won the West. And I was still not sold. Y'all already know. I was still not sold on the Angels. And I said they were going to crumble, and that's exactly what they did. And the Astros hit that peak. So yes, the Rangers got better. The Rangers got better with DeGrom, but the problem is, can he stay healthy for a full season? Him and Martin Perez is really good at the top of that rotation. They definitely got a good batting lineup. I mean, Garcia is good. Adolis Garcia is good. They got Nathaniel Lowe. He's really good. Marcus Simeon, Corey Seager. All of those guys are really good baseball players. But I got the Maestros. Y'all already know who's coming first. Maestros gonna be first. The defending 2022 World Series champs. Y'all said it, and y'all seen us watch it. Y'all seen us win it. So again, defending champions is all gonna come first. They're gonna win it. We're gonna win the division by a good 7 games. Seattle Mariners is gonna make the wild card. I believe I'm gonna go Texas. I believe Texas will make the wild card in the AL. I believe they're gonna come in third, and the Angels will be in fourth. But the Angels got Giovanni Urshela as well, Gio Urshela from the Twins. They also got Hunter Renfroe for the Red Sox, who's a good power hitter. They did get the pitcher. They did get the pitcher from the Dodgers. I keep forgetting his name, but he was the Dodgers' best pitcher, so they improved a little bit on that. But I still think the Mariners and Rangers are better, and we know the Oakland A's is at the bottom of the basement. You already know that.
They're not doing that. But we did have a trade this today. We had Alberto Mondesi got traded from the Royals, and he's going to Boston.
Okay, that's a good move. I like Berto Mondesi. I think the Royals should consider trading Salvador Perez. Let him go somewhere else. Let him go somewhere else. Let him go somewhere else and compete. Don't keep this man on no rebuilding team. Let him go somewhere and compete. But that's a good move, getting Mondesi out there. Mondesi can definitely got speed. Definitely know what he's doing with the bat.
All right, man. Let's see who else. Nobody, no splash hits right now. I know they say Todd Helton was 11 votes shy of being elected into the Hall of Fame this year. So Todd Helton's not getting inducted. But as of right now, it's just Scott Rowland right now. So we got to see who else comes in, and of course next week we'll break down who gets into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
But I think that's really it for today, y'all. We broke down the NFL, talked about the games, talked about some NBA, talked about the Lakers trade. Wasn't really feeling that trade, but okay, I gotta talk to some more Lakers fans, see what they say about that trade. Little baseball news. But February is coming. That means catchers and pitchers about to be in Clearwater. So baseball will be coming soon.
Get ready for them 2022 World Series champs, man. Don't make me go in their closet and get them jerseys and stuff out. Don't make me do that.
But again, we're here on Sports Empire Network as well. So make sure y'all go over there, show them some love, subscribe to the channel. Again, SeatGeek, save $20 on your ticket for the first purchase using the promo code SEN. Definitely, I know some NBA games is coming up. Hell, MLB is coming up. Use the promo for some MLB. Because I sure enough is I gotta see some Phillies this year, because I didn't see them all. I didn't see them last year and the year before last. So I gotta at least get to a game this year for the Phillies. Gotta see what Trey Turner does, and of course Kyle Schwarber gonna strike out, since he freaking he gonna be lead off again. He gonna strike out, which I feel like he shouldn't be lead off. I feel like he should put Trey Turner at lead off spot. But anyway, one last thing I gotta give credit to, and that's Josh Giddey. We all know Josh Giddey is a good player. He's an up and coming player over there in that OKC team. Anything we got to say before we leave out here?
No, man, it's another great show, another great week. Can't wait to the next 7,200 seconds. Can't wait for more baseball, to see those 2022 World Series champs come out and make that debut. But not only that, but just see baseball period as a whole, So at the end of the day, can't wait. Y'all heard what Key said, February, the pitchers and catchers in return. And, just get ready, because Farmer Valdez is going to continue to come and chug away. Don't worry about it. Key know all about that, right, Key?
Talk about we gonna hopefully we get there to see y'all again. Hopefully. But yeah, baseball definitely should be interesting. Come on back next week, next Tuesday. Again, we're gonna break down the conferences games, preview the Super Bowl, get ready for the off season in NFL. I know the draft is going to be coming up, combine, all that nitty gritty stuff. Yeah, we'll see what we can bring up and talk about. But Coach Donte, Coach Donte, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. If y'all haven't done it yet, I don't know what y'all waiting for. Of course, my channel's in there as well. But it's 700 seconds podcast. We'll be back next Tuesday. Make sure y'all go to audio side. If y'all missed it, again, we on Spotify and we on Apple Music and Apple Podcasts. All you gotta do is put in 7200 seconds podcast. It pops up. We go follow us, leave us a review, tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see, all that good stuff. We gonna get on out of here. Love, peace, and hair grease. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, but if you gonna do it, make sure you do it safely. We gonna get on out of here, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of the evening.
Peace out, you guys.
Never stop, forget it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is